we saw the basics of the functions, advantages and disadvantages of the functions. Then we also introduce certain terms of the functions, okay, like function call, then function argument, right, then function prototype, all these kind of terms. If I request you, if you're not seen my first video of this function, I'll provide the link of that particular video in my description. You please go through that video before going to this particular topic. So let's start. Today I'll be showing you with one simple example how we can write the function and what are the different ways are there to write the function, right? And second thing, how we can pass the numbers or any parameters to the function, and then from that function how to get done our job. So let's see. I'm writing the first program is very simple program. The first program is write a program to add two numbers using functions, display the result from the main function. Okay, so I told you in the last video that at least if there is no function at all, right, so at least there will be one function which will be the main function in our C program, right? But here this program we have to do with the help of function. So we will have to write one function whose job is what, to add two numbers. So let's go to our Turbo software. So in this I am first writing hash include stdio.h, okay. Then hash include conio.h, void main. Okay, now I want two numbers because the program is what, to add two numbers. So I'll declare first two variables. Let's say int a comma int a comma b, and I want the result should be displayed from the main function. This is our main function. So I will require one more variable in which I can store the number. So I'll say result. Clear? Okay, now I'll ask from the user these two numbers. So I'm writing clr scr first to clear the screen, then printf I'm saying enter the two numbers, scanf %d ampersand a ampersand b. So I've taken both the numbers. Now I'll call the function. Okay, how to call the function? So I'll say the variable name equal to, let's give the function name as addition. Okay, let's give the function name as addition. And see, whenever we are calling any function, okay, we can give this particular bracket. This bracket denotes this is a what, function. Now I'll pass these two number a comma b, right, to this function addition. Now this function can take two parameters or two arguments. I told you that whenever we will pass any arguments or parameters to this function, the number of parameters will decide which type of function this is. For example, this is 2 parameter function. Okay, similarly we can have 1 parameter function, 3 parameter function, or without any parameter function. So these parameters are also called as what, arguments. And then simply I'll say printf, I'll display the result, printf result equal to %d, result, and then after that I'll say get ch. Okay, now the problem is what, where we have written this particular function. Okay, the moment compiler will come over here, okay, it will call this function, it will pass these two parameter, but the call will go to the addition function and we have not implemented addition function. So let's implement the addition function. Now in the last video I told you that this addition function we can implement before this main function or after this main function. Okay, it's up to you. So I'll be following I'll follow one simple way, that is I'll be writing all the functions after the main only. So I told you in the last video that whenever you are writing any function after main, you will have to specify function prototype. Okay, so you will have to write function prototype. So for example here we'll go, what do you mean by function prototype? The function prototype is nothing but the signature of the function, how that function looks. So what is the name of my function? My function name is what? Addition. So first of all, I'll write that addition name, and then, so let me put some space. So my function name is what? Addition. And then how many parameters it's taking? It's taking 2 parameters. Which type of those parameters? These 2 parameters are of integer type, integer a and integer b. This one, integer a and integer b. So here in the function, okay, in the function prototype, we have to mention in the argument that which type of parameters and how many parameters it's taking. So it's taking 2 parameters of type what? Integer. So I'll simply write the type int comma int and this semicolon, and say, and the last thing, what is the return type of this function? For example, this, after doing the job of addition, this function will going to return the number, right? That's why I am storing inside the result variable. So how I have written result equal to addition. That means this function will take these 2 parameters, it will do the process, and finally it will return some value. That value I am going to store inside this result variable. So that means this function will going to return certain value, and I am expecting that value as an integer type. That's why I am writing here int. Okay, so now this is what? Function prototype. Function prototype. So I'm writing here function prototype. That means what? Function signature. It is also called as what? Function, a function signature. That means what? How this function looks. So in a function prototype, what we have to write? What is the name of the function? What is the return type of the function? And what different types of parameter that function will going to take. Now this function we will going to implement over here. So here I am writing int, that is the return type, and the name of the function, and then 2 arguments it will be taking. So I am writing int a comma int b. Then after that, this bracket. Now you will tell me, sir, why you written again a, b, and the same here also you written. So I am telling you that these a and b variables are having the scope from this particular bracket to this bracket, okay, because they are the local to main function. So they will be having the lifetime from this particular bracket to this bracket, right? And here again I am declaring these 2 a new variable, right? So their scope will be from this bracket to the bracket below till here. Clear? So we can declare the same name variable, it doesn't matter. Clear? Second thing, now what will happen here, this when the function call will be made, this is where we are making the function call. This is called as what? Function call. So compiler will make the function call, and it will pass these 2 copies of these 2 values. For example, A's variable duplicate copies will be created, and B variable duplicate copy will be created, and both the values will be passed to A and B variable in the addition function. And from here we will simply do what? Return A plus B. So I am returning A plus B. Now these 2 addition A plus B will be returned over here. So it will be stored inside this result variable, and then after that result will be displayed on the screen. So this is how to write the function implementation. This I have written what? Function implementation or function body. This is called a function implementation. Okay, so I have written function addition. Function prototype is above, before main, right? So whenever you are writing any function after main, you will have to always describe that function first, okay, how that function looks like. Then inside main I have called that function. After the main I have defined what? Function implementation or function definition. Second thing, this is called a function call. These 2 parameters are what? These 2 parameters are actual parameters which I am passing. Clear? Actual parameters which I am passing. This is result, okay, and these 2 are called as what? Formal parameters, which will going to accept the copy value of these 2 parameters. So this is a formal parameter, and this one is actual parameters. Now let's try to compile it. So before compile, let's save it. So save file as, I'll say function 1. Let's save it. Okay, run this. So enter 2 numbers. Let's enter 5 and 6. So result is what? 11. This result equal to 11 is being written from the main function, okay, because in the main function we have written this line result equal to %d result. Clear? So this was our first problem, where it was mentioned that you please take two numbers from the user and write a program to add two numbers and display the result from the main function. Okay, that's why we passed both the values to the addition function. The job of addition function is to add two numbers and return some value, that is the addition value, which we are returning from this particular function, and I'm storing inside this result variable, then I'm displaying from the main function. Clear? Now we will see the next program. Next program is what? Next program is saying what? Write a program to add two numbers using functions. Display the result in addition function only. That means the second function which we have written, the addition function, we have to implement that and we have to display the result inside that function only. So no need to display the result inside main function. Clear? So let's go over there. So what I'll do, I have written this program already. Here I don't want to return the value of addition, right? So my function will not going to return any value. So what I'll do, I'll make this function as void. Okay, I'll make this return type of this function as what? Void. So let me increase the size. So this function I have made what? Void. That means this function will not going to return any value. So if we are making this void, no need to have this particular variable, because this function will not going to return anything. Anyway, we have to display the result inside the other function, not in the main function. So simply I'll remove this result variable, and from here I'll simply make the call. So for making the call, you don't have to have any variable, right? Because it will not going to return any value. It's a void function. So simply it will take both the values a and b, okay, copies of both the values a and b. It will do the job and it will display inside its body only. So I'll remove this line also. Clear? Okay. Now I'll go here. So I'm taking both the values a and b, right? And then I'm doing what? Function call. I'm passing the copies of both the values. So both the copies will be passed to this particular function. Now here, in place of returning the values, I'll say what? Printf sum equal to %d a plus b, right? So and second thing, this function return type is what? It's not integer now, it's void. So whatever is the function prototype, in the same way we have to implement the function. See, the function prototype is what? Function prototype says that the function name is addition, return type is void, and it will take two parameters of type integer. So my function definition, if you try to look, function definition will return any value? No, it's not returning any values. The name is addition. It will take two types of parameter, that is integer type of parameter. So int a comma int b. Clear? And I'm displaying the values. Why we have written here getCH? To hold that particular screen. Now what will happen? First this function call will be made, then it will display this value, and after that it will return again in the main function. It will execute the getCH, and then it will hold the screen unless until we will press any key. Now let's run this particular program. So it's telling enter the two numbers 5, 4, and sum is what? 9. Now this sum is equal to 9 is being displayed from the addition function, and it's not written in main function. Okay, clear? So you can write in these two different ways, right? First of all, the function itself you can write after main or before main. So if you are implementing the function before main, then you don't have to write the function prototype. Okay, if you are writing this particular function before main over here, right, then you don't have to write this function prototype. You can skip that. But if you are writing the function after the main, then compiler need to know, whenever it will make the call, compiler need to know that how that function looks like and where it is there, right? So to tell the compiler that how it looks, we need to specify the function prototype. So you can write the function before main or after the main. Second thing, in the main you can display the value, okay, if you want. Otherwise you can display the values inside that function also. So it depends, and if in the question it's mentioned that display the value from the main function, then please always take the return values from the function and you can display inside the main function. So that's it for this particular video. I hope the concept of this function is clear to you. Now slowly we will go to more complex problem in the function chapter. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks a lot.